Hello everyone, I'm going to do a little demo today on heat embossing, and hopefully this works out well. I saw this tip somewhere else, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this dryer sheet. It is a used dryer sheet, but I'm just going to rub it gently over my paper. It's supposed to help the embossing only stick to the embossing ink rather than the paper, because occasionally some of the powder will stick. So my first step is I need to get my stamp out and put it on my block. This is a brand new stamp, so I need to season this. If that's not something that you knew about, when you get a new stamp, it tends to have like a little bit of oils on it from production. So if you just wipe it on your hand, on your arm, whatever it is, you just need to just rough it up a little bit. You can also stamp it with ink and stamp it off on a scrap piece as well. I'm going to use the Versamark ink here. That's what you use for the heat embossing because your powder will stick to it. So I get that inked up, and then I stamp that on my paper. Give it some firm pressure just to make sure it's all good. And you can't really see it. You might be able to get a glimpse of it, but anyway, it's there. It is hard to see. I'm going to use my silver embossing powder on this, so I'm just going to sprinkle a fairly generous amount, and I am on a scrap paper so that I'll be able to get that back. So then I just tap that all off. Now you can see it on the paper there. I'm going to set that aside and get all my powder back into my container. And I don't waste any. Close it up so I don't lose any or knock it over somewhere. That would be bad. And I better give my stamp a clean just to get all that sticky ink off. Versamark is very sticky, so you don't want it to sit on your stamp for very long. And then I get out my heat tool. So I'm going to let it warm up a little bit just to make sure it's a good temperature. Typically you might want to think about using tweezers, but I got quite a big sheet of paper here, so I'm not too worried. So now I'm just going to gently go back and forth until it starts to I have two boys, if you didn't know. Anyway, it's going to melt that ink up nice for me, or that embossing powder. Looks pretty good there. Make sure that it got every piece. And there we have it. Beautiful silver present. Anyway, that's it. That's as simple as it gets. I hope you enjoy and give it a try.